You don't go anywhere. You don't transcend the plane of this three-dimensional world to go somewhere. You don't become something. You don't achieve something. You are not even away from thoughts. You're not even away from the body. One pinprick, you know you're right there. The body is right there. You've not gone far. But because there is no I, all these things are like passing clouds in your consciousness. They are there, but they don't mean anything. In fact, you will not even know what to do with the body. Because the I has to be there. The I has to find the body. The I has to possess the body again and do something with it. Otherwise, there is nothing to experience. This is where all words and descriptions of what awakening is simply fail. Because there are two things that are happening simultaneously. One is you are so relaxed, you are so silent, you are in such deep bliss that the only thing you are aware of is I am. And when that I am drops, everything drops. Literally, your whole world drops. Your whole universe drops. You become the very thing that you're searching for. You become the very space you're sitting in. You become everything that you were using to search for something else. Now, why is this so hard to understand? Because you were always that. You were always an awakened being. You were always an awakened consciousness. Just one I thought was blocking you from seeing this truth. And that I thought wasn't even real. Now you might ask this question, well, if I drop I thought, how can I drop my body? My body is physical. Well, is it? Give me the proof that your body is physical. Now, what is your definition of physical? It is a perception. What you experience as physical is physical only to you. Physicality is purely an attachment to the activities of the body. That is why you cannot intellectually understand awakening. It would seem totally nonsensical. I am a physical body, I am sitting there, I have a brain, I have heart, I have lungs, kidneys, all these things, and I'm sitting here. How are you saying that I just disappear? Well, that is why awakening will not happen the first day when you sit in meditation. It is only when you start your meditation journey that you start talking about the body as an assortment of all these parts. You have to go through a process of deconditioning to get rid of all this unwanted knowledge. Everything you know about the body, everything you know about the mind is a concept, it's an idea. It has come from observation from the outside. It has not come from internal experience. When you're sitting in meditation, there will come a time when you will not even feel your own heartbeat. There is no feeling of the blood rushing in. There's no feeling of the kidneys. There's no feeling of the brain. You have spent so much time going inward. You should be so close to these organs that you should actually feel them. In fact, the exact opposite has happened. Even that little bit of sensation that was happening is gone. What you recognized as physicality, you are not even able to feel it. Now, how is that possible? What happened to the blood? What happened to the bones? What happened to the physicality? Well, it was never physical in the first place. It was all a construction of the mind. Your body was simply a bundle of sensations. Even now, you are nothing but a bundle of sensations. But the problem is, you have added so much more to that understanding of the body, which has burdened it. That is what you call learning, education. That is why it is always the simple, the innocent who become awakened. It is never the knowledgeable, it is never those who think they are knowledgeable who become enlightened. You have to become like a child. What does that mean? You have to drop your knowledge. You have to drop all these concepts. There was a time when you existed as a body, as a mind, without knowing anything about the body. You did not know anything about the heart. You did not know anything about the brain, but you still existed. That is the state you will get to before all these other things happen. In fact, the whole inward journey is a process of dropping this unnecessary knowledge. All that you have accumulated, which is unwanted. That is why awakening will not happen the moment you decide, okay, now I'm ready. You're not ready because you still believe that the body is physical. And once the switch happens, once the explosion happens, what happens in that state? What happens when you immediately come back from that state cannot be spoken about. It is a deeply subjective experience. It is also a disturbing experience. It is best not spoken about. But one thing is certain, you will laugh. You will laugh at the sheer simplicity of what you were trying to accomplish, how close you were to realization, and still how much time it took for you to realize this. How many experiences. It is not just your meditation journey, your whole life. Every thought that has stumbled in your mind, every desire, every action, all that will seem so stupid, so ridiculous, so humorous, because you were always complete. It is just that the I was a perfectly opaque object inside which you had fallen. All around that I was truth, was aliveness, was consciousness, but you could not see it because the walls of that I were opaque. You could not see through the I. You were living in an imaginary world created by this imaginary I. Now you cannot drop this I consciously, because right there is the contradiction. How can you drop the I? If you're dropping the I, then who's dropping it? It has to happen. It will happen. All it takes is the perfect silence of the mind, the perfect silence of the body.